Very well, Tim. Thanks for
Good.
having me on.
Thank you for coming on. It's been. I know
Pleasure.
we've moved this date around probably 3 or 4 times. We're glad we could finally settle on it. So, how's the summer been? How's the summer shaping up?
At the moment, I'm looking forward to having a bit of a rest.
Okay.
Actually,
What have you been up to?
I teach a lot. That's what pays my bills most of the time. I haven't been gigging too much this year,
Yeah.
and it's been sort of a semi-conscious decision to do that.
Okay.
And at the moment, the summer is looking pretty restful, at least for now, which is
Okay.
pretty cool.
What
I've been,
prompted the taking on less work or less gigs?
I don't know. I've only been working professionally for a couple of years, and I think by sort of the end of last year, I was reaching a bit of a sort of burnout stage.
Yeah.
Perhaps not quite there, but almost there.
Okay.
And just saying yes, I think as anyone is starting out, it's important to say yes to a lot of work and build a network and all of this stuff. And I think that I was just continuing with that mindset, to be honest, just saying yes, 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 and
Okay.
really wondering if there would be if I'd be losing out if I said no to some things.
That's the fear.
And yeah, absolutely. I think everyone goes through it, right? But I was just feeling a little bit more confident to say no, not as in like, I've got so much work.
Yeah.
Please, no, I can't do it. I'm too busy, whatever. But just, I needed the space in my life and in my head, I think, just to say no and be a little bit more selective, not because of quality of work or not because I'm like I said, I was not totally inundated with bookings or I'm not that in demand.
Yeah.
But you know, just feeling like I just really want to do things that I could feel I could really commit to well, and that they were fulfilling.
Yeah.
More than anything else.
So, how many gigs did you do last year that caused the burn? Was it the amount of gigs that you did, or was it the type of gigs?
It was the amount, and I was doing various different projects. I mean, I'm just a jobbing freelance musician. I wouldn't call myself a session musician or a touring musician or just, doing anything that comes up, but I was sort of facing quite often this sort of lack of, I felt like I was the only one being really professional or trying to be really professional. Do you know, I'm not sure, that sounds really like egotistical. I would learn the tracks and I show up on time, never late ever, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And say if it was supposed to be I remember doing one function last summer and, we get paid either way, regardless of how much if it was supposed to be 3 45-minute sets and we only do one 25-minute set, we get the money anyway, right? But nonetheless, it was something like we had to get there for 1 p.m. sound check.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, this was a gig in London, about a mile away from where I live.
Right.
So we had to get there at 1 p.m. Sound guy didn't arrive until 4 or something like this. Kind of sat around, and we were supposed to do the first set of 3 at like 7 or something.
Yeah.
So that already is crazy.
Why'd you have to get there at 1?
I don't know. That was what I was told. That was the agreement, and so I just did. You're supposed to do 3 sets, but it gets to 7, then it gets to 7:30, then it gets to 8, and it gets to 9 o'clock. We're in the middle of basically the last set, but which was in fact the first set.
Yeah.
We only get through, I don't know, 5 or 6 songs, and then they're kind of like, right, that's enough. And then the DJ starts, and then we pack up and we go home. Did we get the cash? Of course we did, right? But that was not a fulfilling gig.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing, that's an extreme example, but that sort of thing was happening like a bit too often, I think, and it was getting me down.
Okay.
And so, I've just been.
So you decided
to back a little bit,
prioritize a bit of you time, and take a few less shit gigs. So what are you doing with this newfound time?
Well, I've been doing a lot of non-musical stuff. I've been just taking care of myself a bit and all that kind of stuff as well. But I've been enjoying having some time back to practice and stuff. I have a bit of a passion project myself. So I MD and play in Frank Zappa tribute act.
I've seen this, like every now and again. I've seen a poster or something, or a post that you've done. Go on, delve into that, because that's a fucking mountain to climb.
Yeah, it is, man. But Zappa is so he's my idol. You know,
Mm.
when I started playing the guitar, I kind of found out who Steve Vai was quite
Hmm.
quickly.
Yeah,
Got really into Vai and Satriani, and then you keep hearing, if you know, Vai was in Frank's band, as you
yeah.
know, and just kept hearing the name Frank Zappa, Frank Zappa, Frank Zappa. Thought I'd just look him up one day,
Hmm.
listened to like 2 or 3 songs, and was just instantly hooked by that. And he became just an absolute obsession through my entire teenage years, from the age of about 12 to I guess about now.
Hmm.
It just hasn't really finished.
Okay.
But yeah, I ended up joining this. It was an already established Zappa tribute that kind of reformed as an offshoot of a previous one in 2018. I was
Yeah.
18 at the time. Um, and we played a couple of gigs and stuff. And then eventually I started to play more of a role in the band, and I started to arrange some of the tracks and all this stuff. And touring the last 3 years, this year was the third year in a row that we've been on tour around the UK and Ireland doing 100% Zappa music,
Yeah.
and
What's the
it's been
turnout
great.
like?
It's getting better every year, Tim. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like we're not doing crazy venues, you know. We're doing really nice kind of rock clubs, maybe maximum capacity of like 250, 300.
Hmm.
So we did like the Cavern Club in
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Okay.
Uh, we did the 100 Club in London.
Yeah. The horn.
The Haunt, no, I haven't done that one.
Okay.
But no, like, you know, cool rock
Yeah. Yeah.
clubs and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Really great crowds, because I think people don't hear Zappa music played
Mm.
that often, full stop, let alone played live.
Yeah.
And the people who are into it are really hardcore,
Yeah. I bet.
you know,
Yeah.
like us. We're all just massive Zappa fans. So
Yeah. So I've never been into Zappa. I've got to confess.
mm,
Like same thing.
no, that's fair.
When I got into guitar, I had a guy that I worked with was kind of like my first teacher. And of course, when you're like very young, you kind of ask people like, "So who's the best guitarist in the world?" Well, he went, "There's this guy," and he gave me a tape of Passion and Warfare, and I listened to it, and I was just like, in fact, he gave me the tape, but it was rewound back to the B side. So when I put it in, I listened to the B side. So the first song I
Uh-huh.
heard was the audience is listening. And I was like, oh, he's like, he's doing all of those noises with the guitar. I'm like, that's fucking cool. And
Yeah.
then, um, and then same thing, Vi, Satriani. And then you hear Zappa. And I went, oh, I'll try and listen to Zappa. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
it's whoa. The same with like Alan Holdsworth. Like, I totally appreciate the genius of it. Like,
Hmm.
fucking phenomenal musicianship. But when I listen to it, I'm like, it makes me feel a little bit sick. It's just too out there.
I do get it. I mean, I love Zappa and I love Holdsworth,
Hmm.
but I feel like there are two camps, right? Especially with Zappa. I mean, there are some people who just have never gotten on with his music, and I kind of get it, because there's so much of it. First of all, I
Hmm.
mean, I think in his life, I think it was 62 albums he put out between
What? Really?
between 1966 and 1993.
Yeah.
So not even a 30-year
That's
career.
two albums a year plus
Yeah.
change.
But then, since he died in 1993,
Yeah.
something like 62 more have come out. So, and some of them are live albums and
Yeah.
concerts, you know, whatever. But the count is like 125 albums or something now.
Wow.
But for a tribute band, that's
What?
perfect. There's so much to choose from. And Frank would do things where there might be one song that originally came out on an album in 1966, say, but he would have played it on consecutive tours through the 70s, through the 80s.
Yeah.
And so there's like maybe in some cases 5 or 6 different versions of the same song,
Yeah.
all arranged in a different style or different tempo or different, and it's all the bands had different instrumentation, and it makes for just such a fun
Hmm.
experience, for people like us who just love the music.
Yeah.
And joining us on the tour the last 3 years has been an ex Zappa musician
No way.
called Robert Martin. So he sang lead vocals on quite a lot of the sort of iconic tracks,
Hmm.
played keyboards and played sax
Hmm.
as well. And so that has been just like literally surreal, because
Yeah.
like I said, I was growing up and watching the concert videos of Zappa in the 80s, and there's Robert doing his thing, singing and playing sax and stuff. And then I look to my left on stage and he's
And
there.
there he
It's
is.
just unbelievable.
That is
It's insane.
that's crazy. What a great
So
that's amazing.
yeah,
That is great. Like, first, like, he must have some stories, but also,
yeah,
like, what a prolific writer just to be out writing that many songs, that many.
absolutely.
I mean, you hear of this, like, Prince having a vault of music, and I get you never really hear that of Zappa.
Yeah, I mean, but Frank had a vault of his own, in
Mm.
fact, under his house, built
Right.
under his house,
Yeah.
like it's like a bank vault. The door
Yeah, yeah,
kind of
yeah.
unlocks and it opens like this.
That's
Crazy.
cool. That's cool.
But Robert was a session guy
Mm.
in the 80s as well. Played with Etta James and he would tour with Stevie Nicks and Michael McDonald.
Wow.
So he's got all the stories, man.
Mm.
He's been a great person to know and extremely kind and supportive as well. Just
That's
lovely bloke.
it's really cool. And I guess for a touring Zappa tribute show, having that little feather in your cap is
Yeah.
it's a way
He
to get
helps us.
people through the
He's
door and bums on seats
definitely,
and all that. Cool. All
absolutely,
right. So if you were to recommend 4 or 5 Zappa tunes to someone that has never listened to Zappa, what would you go for?
man. It's tough, man,
Mm.
because I always the trouble is I have to know who I'm recommending it to, I would say.
Well, me.
Okay, to you. Right,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm gonna I'm gonna get a piece of paper and I'm gonna write this down.
Oh man, this is serious
Because
then.
because
This could be the make or break.
one of the things that I love about, having people on, especially if they've got a different taste of music, is doing a bit of a dive on stuff that I've never heard before.
Mhm.
And I think, because with something like Zappa, if there's that many albums, I've just walked into my local rock. It's called the Rock Box in Camberley,
Huh?
a
Oh
little
yeah.
record shop, and I've just picked out a Zappa album, and I could have picked out. Oh, you've picked out the really, even for Zappa, that one was off the wall.
Yeah, yeah.
So go on then, either an album or a couple of tunes.
I reckon, Tim, honestly, if you're not really got an open mind and you're coming from like a rock, you like rock music kind of background,
Mm.
I'd go for an album called Overnight Sensation. That would be the one I go for. It's early 70s. There's some funky tunes. It's got some ripping guitar solos.
Okay.
The band that played on that album features George Duke on keyboards and Napoleon Murphy Brock on vocals. It's kind of a jazz funk kind of band, but all
Okay.
with a rock sensibility.
Yeah.
It's
All right. Cool.
Frank playing through this pig nose amp.
Yeah.
You ever
Yeah.
seen those things? Yeah.
I saw that. They used to have the pig nose guitars. Do you ever see those?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember watching a video of Dave, like an really old instructional video that Dave Navarro did in the 90s when he joined the
Uh-huh.
Chili Peppers, and he said he used a pig nose guitar for one of the guitar solos, and he
Yeah.
put the battery in the guitar, plugged it in, turned it on, and let the battery die down, and then he did the
Yeah. Yeah.
take on it, and it's got this really kind of scratchy sound.
Mm. It's
Sounds
a
really cool.
unique sound. Unique sound. But
Yeah.
that's the one I'd go for.
All right. Okay. Well,
It's
I'll give it a listen. I'll get back to you and let you know what I think.
absolutely.
So anyway, on the subject, when you mentioned practice, now you got all this time in your hand, you're not gigging, you're practicing. What are you working on? What you going through?
Well, I've been trying to get myself into doing some musicals in the last kind of year or two.
Mhm.
I've been really trying to. There's something very appealing about doing musicals to
Yeah,
me.
I'm in the same boat, but yeah.
It's just probably for the same reasons, I guess. Like you know when you've got to show up, when
Mhm.
it's going to start,
Mhm.
roughly, when it's going to finish, what
Yeah.
train you're going to be on when you get home.
Yeah.
I can sit and have a cup of coffee and read my dots, and it's great.
Yeah.
Um, so I've been really trying to take on a lot more of that kind of work in the last year or two, which has been great, and I'm very thankful for people continuing to to book me and stuff like this as
Yeah.
and getting recommended and stuff like that, which has been great. My goal would be to do some West End work at some point
Mhm.
in my career. That would be an amazing dream come true to do that. I'm doing a lot of just like local theatres and stuff
Mhm.
like that at the moment, building that experience, building the network. And yeah, I've been working a lot, practicing on my reading, um, which was not terrible to begin with, but I didn't grow up reading. You know,
Yeah.
I started playing when I was 8 and didn't learn to read a single note, let alone even on the guitar until I was 16 or 17.
Okay. How old are you
So
now?
25.
Okay.
But yeah, I had a very encouraging music teacher at at my sixth form, who I think you might know, Johan Ting.
I know Johan. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was my sixth form music teacher, and he was
Okay.
like, "You're going to read music.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing School of Rock as the
Nice.
sixth form production, and you're playing guitar on it." I was like, "Okay."
All right.
It's like, "Have you got tabs? No.
No.
Here's the pad."
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. Oak.
So it took, yeah, exactly. So I was like, "Shit. Okay, right, here we go." And that kind of forced me to just start doing it.
So
And I really,
so you did. So when it came to reading, you didn't go through like book Burt Whedon's Guitar a Day, book one, how to read sight music, and you were just given the pad of a show.
yeah, and I just sort of went through it.
How did you get like? I know it sounds kind of a daft question, but how the fuck did you learn to read it if you didn't know how to read?
Well, it
What was
was,
your method?
I had learnt how to read music itself
Yeah.
during that like sixth form period of whatever it is, a
Okay.
year or two. So, and I had to get pretty good at that. Just reading, not on the guitar necessarily. Just so I could analyze the scores and stuff for my
Sure.
A levels and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get onto the music course for A level initially because I couldn't
Mm.
read music. They
Right.
actually had to reconsider me later, and it was Johan that did that. So I'm always going to be grateful to him.
Right. Okay. Do you know he's one of, sorry to interrupt. He's one of those
No, go
people.
on, go
One
on.
of those people that I've known on social media for over a decade, and I've never met him. But he seems like such a lovely guy. I think I've passed gigs his way, and he's done the same thing, and we've just never been on the same gig at the same time.
You should get him on the show.
I will. He just had a baby recently, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I
Anyway,
will. I will.
he was a big yeah. Having him in my corner was a big deal,
Mm.
and he still supports me even to this day. He'll send gigs my way and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
anyway, I'd learned how to read music to study, and then it came to just playing it. I was like, okay, well, I know where the notes are on the guitar, and I can read the rhythms
Yeah.
and whatnot. And so it just came from there.
Okay.
School of Rock was a good start, I think, because that was my background.
Mm.
I'm a rock guitar player through and through, really.
Yeah.
And yeah, it felt accessible enough to do that.
Mm.
And it was great, and I really enjoyed it. And
Mm.
I didn't get another opportunity to do a musical until like 2023 or something like this. So it was a
Okay.
long time had elapsed in between. I thought, yeah, I'm going to do it, and that was John Hall who asked me to do a gig for him in 2023.
Okay.
Also, massive shout out to John Hall for
Yeah.
getting me into doing that as well.
Awesome. That's great. I mean, the thing that I really liked about like a similar kind of thing, like about 2, maybe 3 years ago, I was just I think we'd come out of lockdown and I was just doing so many function gigs.
Mm.
That year after lockdown, when everything opened back up, I'm sure you were the same. I was gigging 4 or 5 nights a week. Like it was just
Yeah,
a backlog of wedding gigs, and everybody
yeah.
was on them. And it got to kind of the end, about 18 months of it, and I was just like, I am so fucking sick of doing functions. Like, like the first one back, I was like, yes, I'll do it. And it was in Manchester. I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. Like, I hadn't gigged
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
year,
yeah.
whatever it was, like nearly a year. And I just got to the end of it. I'm just like, just so, and I was fucking sick of it. And I was kind of at this, I don't really know what to do. Waterbear, the college had just opened up, and
Mhm.
I was looking at going down and doing a course there. And I was talking to my wife, and I was like, look, I'm thinking of doing this course. I'm getting sick of doing functions. I just want something to kind of, something. I need something
Yeah.
else. And she went, all right, well, what's the course? I went, it's a BA in music production. I can't remember what the fucking title was. And she went, is that really going to further your career? I went, well, honestly, I don't know. She went, how much is it? It's 10 grand.
Mm.
She just looked at me. She looked at me. She just went, just fucking learn to read music like the rest of us.
Yeah.
I was like, huh. Yeah, maybe I should just do that. And so then I think I bought if it's around here somewhere, the Modern Method for Guitar Reading, the Berkeley book,
Yeah.
the Berkeley Bible.
Is
So
that the William Levitt one?
I think so. Yes. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
just looking at it
I
now.
have got that. I have got that book.
So yeah, I started working through that, and I got about halfway through book one, and then I started saying yes to gigs. Like I was booked on Grease, and then I did Legally Blonde, and
Mm.
then I just kind of stopped using the book, and the pads were coming in.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what I really love about it like you said, you know where you got to be. You know what time you're going to be on. You usually finish by 9:30, 10, which is great.
Absolutely.
But you kind of feel like a real musician. Like there's this thing, like with a guitar player, like we don't generally read music, and if we
Yeah,
do, we're not very good at it. So sitting in an orchestra, in a pit with a conductor, an MD, and there's brass and violins and everything else going on,
yeah.
you're like, yeah, man, I'm fucking doing it.
You know what, like, my ultimate dream is, Tim? Like, I totally get what you're saying. I have, like, this dream to be, like, the featured guitar part in an orchestra, whether
Mm.
it's, like, like, full orchestral, like, film score or something in, like, the
Yeah,
Royal Albert Hall,
yeah,
but it's, like, the James Bond theme
yeah,
or something.
yeah,
So there's a whole orchestra, and then I come in.
yeah,
That's,
yeah.
like, I would love that so much.
Do you know Tommy Emerton?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know him personally, but
I,
yeah, know who he is, of
I
course.
did. I did a sitting with him a couple of weeks ago, so I started getting to chat with him, and we followed each other on social media, and he did the Royal Albert Hall when they played the theme tune, or they did the music for Top Gun, and he got to
Oh,
play he
yeah,
got to play the Top Gun thing. I'm like,
there you go.
motherfucker, that is like,
Iconic.
yeah. But yeah,
That's the
that that
dream. That is the
that would,
dream.
or the James Bond thing, like you said,
'Cause you would just feel like the coolest motherfucker on the planet,
like
wouldn't you?
every single person's humming that tune, and you're going, yeah, this is it, this is pinnacle, this
What
is
yeah,
peak.
absolutely, yeah,
So yeah, no, I get that, man. That's Yeah, that would be fucking awesome. Or to do something on the Alien or Aliens theme tune, because there's some
yeah,
really cool noises on that you could have a lot of
yeah.
fun with.
Anything sci-fi, man. That'll be
Yeah,
it.
cool. So anyway, practice. You're going through a lot of reading, a lot of
Yeah, yeah. So, I think there is, I would say that the thing that's motivated my practice the most over the years has been wanting to feel, I guess, free on the guitar. Whether that's any style that comes at me, being able to train my ear to a point where I can listen to anything and not be scared by it.
yeah,
That's what I mean by free.
yeah,
And I think, sorry to keep banging on about Zappa, but when I was a teenager, all I did was learn Zappa. I had no mates. I would just go home and in my room learn Zappa. And I didn't. A lot of it was not supposed to be played on the guitar to begin with.
Mm.
There was a couple of albums that Steve Vai was on where he plays the crazy stunt guitar parts, as they were known, but a lot of it is just played on percussion or it's played on keyboards and stuff like this.
Okay.
And so I thought, well, I want to play the music I love, and so I just played a lot of that. And so I never really sat down and worked on technique,
Hmm.
or I didn't think, right, today I'm going to do my alternate picking drills, and
Yeah,
tomorrow I'm going to do my hybrid picking or my It's just
sure, sure.
the music that I wanted to learn demanded certain techniques that I just had to figure out. And obviously, once I kind of got to know what it was that I was doing, I polished it up a bit because I didn't have a teacher. Basically,
Yeah.
I had basic guitar lessons from the age of 8 to about 11, I think, and then I stopped. Maybe I was 12, maybe somewhere around that age. I stopped and then taught myself,
Hmm.
just because uh, even then, when I was 12, 13, 14, whatever, there was still, even by that time, so much on
Yeah.
YouTube and on just on the internet in general that
Hmm.
it was easy to do that. Really, I could watch videos and I could slow it down. And all that stuff. And it was only when I got to uni, when I was 18, that we got some guitar lessons included in my course. And I was very lucky to be paired with a guitarist called Ant Law, who is an incredible, I mean, just monster jazz guitar player.
Yeah.
But not just within jazz. I mean, he can do everything, but
Hmm.
he's an incredible musician and a lovely guy as well. And, when I started uni, I thought I was amazing, I think.
Yeah, as we all do.
But then I sat down in front of Ant for the
Yeah,
first lesson and I was like, fuck, like,
I got some
okay,
work
I've
to do.
really got some work to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this is kind of what I mean. I'd learned all this Zappa and I'd learned, but Ant was there to really he was someone, that I had to answer to week. Have you worked on this? Have you worked on this? And he would help me polish
Mm.
all of the techniques that I sort of half learned over my teenage years from learning at home.
Yeah.
But yeah, practicing now for me is all about still developing that skill of being as free as possible on the guitar. Whether it's at the moment, I think everyone's been hooked by the kind of bluegrass, Billy Strings
Yeah.
stuff at the moment,
Yeah.
and I was like, I cannot do that
Mm.
right now.
Few can. Few can.
But it's like, okay, I can work on it. That's something
Yeah.
else. That's something that here's something totally new for me that I
Yeah.
can't do.
Yeah.
I want to be able to do that. I don't want to be put on a gig or do a musical where there's a shredding bluegrass part.
Mm.
I don't want to be scared by anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't want.
it's not like it's fucking. Of course, it's not easy. It's not easy, those parts. But when you listen to them, like I had to learn a country set for a tribute artist that I started working for,
That's cool.
and there was one of the songs just had a Molly Tuttle solo in it, and I was listening to it, and I'm like, motherfucker,
Yeah.
that is just blazing, like full on, and I'm
Mhm.
like, and then I went, let me go watch the live video. When they do it live, it's like, okay, the guitar player is doing his own thing.
Okay. Right.
But that I've used Moises. I've isolated that guitar solo.
Yeah.
I've got it down. I put it into my DAW, and I can slow it down. And I can have it's there whenever I get a spare, 10, 20 minutes, whatever. Like, have a quick go.
Exactly.
Can we get those first couple bars down? But
Mm.
it's just, I think the hard thing about it is those kind of people dedicate 30 years of their life to playing that style, and then we get dumped on a session. It's like, can you do this? I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
fucking, oh Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
It's yeah, I mean, unless you're a freak like Guthrie Govan that can do anything, like most of us
But
have just got to.
he, again, though, he was someone who was like a huge inspiration for that reason.
Mm.
It's like I could see him playing with, he played with Dizzy Rascal and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that, and then
yeah,
he's playing with Hans Zimmer,
yeah,
and then he's playing with the Aristocrats,
yeah,
and I'm like, fuck, this guy is doing so much
yeah,
so well, and I was like, that's kind of what I want to be like. I want to be adaptable,
yeah,
but I want to feel assured and confident. I don't want to be like just faking it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so some of the one of my favorite things about being a musician is getting absolutely schooled
Mm.
by other musicians. That feeling of, how would you call it, like conscious incompetence, knowing
Yeah,
like I'm probably the weakest one here at the moment.
mm.
I like relish in that.
Yeah,
I really want that as often as I can get it, because that is all the motivation I need to go home and know what I need to work on.
absolutely. Yeah, I
Because
mean, they say if you want to improve at anything, be the worst person in the room,
yeah, and
whatever your
I'm
subject is.
99% of the time I am the weakest in the room. I would never go in and say I'm the best in the room, but
Yeah,
even if I was, say, which is not the case, I would still like to think these guys, there's always something to learn about
mm.
everyone else that you're with.
Yeah,
But so I started working in I started doing quite a lot of gospel gigs and
okay.
that kind of thing back in 2021 to just post COVID.
Yeah.
That seems to be a little bit of a niche that
Mm.
I've carved out for myself here and there. Is I do a lot of gospel work sessions and church services and
Okay.
kind of bigger events, stuff like this for artists. And that wasn't something I'd done before.
Yeah,
But there's no charts. There's no real even communication about. It's so intuitive in that genre that everyone plays by ear only. They can't tell you that they're going to do. Or it's a this part. It goes from 7/16 to 5/16, and then it
mm.
goes. You run down the D Phrygian dominant starting on the third, and they just do it,
Yeah,
and they can't tell you what it is or why it is, but they can just do these things.
mm.
And so being around musicians like that was a totally new experience for me, and their sense of just musical intuition and ability to improvise and just flow, and just the way that they were able to interact with each other
Yeah,
was something I had never experienced before in rock or pop or even jazz, to be honest. But it's closest to jazz, I would say, in its
mm.
sort of sensibility. But I was like, wow, their ears are so much stronger than mine.
Mm.
And that was the key thing. And so I went away and really worked on being able to hear these really dense, like gospel voicing harmonies and stuff like that.
Yeah. So what did you do? What was your method to do that kind of ear training to that level?
I think, again, it's kind of like I was practicing songs I had to learn for the
Mm.
gigs. And because there are no charts and you just get sent some MP3s
Yeah,
and then you got to go to the gig and play it,
yeah,
I just had to listen and listen and listen and try my best. And I didn't always get it right to start with, but being surrounded by that music more and more often, and I was doing a lot of listening in my
Mm.
spare time to that genre as well, just to try and get as acquainted with the kind of harmonies and the way things worked as I possibly could, was helpful. But I can't say I had a specific method of doing it or anything, but
Yeah, I mean,
just basically surrounding myself with as
yeah,
much of it as I could, really.
yeah. I mean, I mean, anyone who listens to this regularly, I think listening is the underrated superpower that nobody really
Yeah,
wants to talk about. And I think
for
the
sure.
reason nobody wants to talk about it is because it's very difficult to kind of sell YouTube clicks and links and Instagram reels
Yeah,
on
that's
listening
true.
exercise. People want to see technical exercises, but forget that there's a whole breadth and depth of music if you just listen to it.
Hmm.
And I think it's kind of I think it's overlooked because it's not anything that requires anything other than just pressing play and just sitting back and just
Yeah,
listening. But
you know,
listening with intent, not just having it on in the background. Like, what's the bass doing? What's the keys doing?
absolutely.
How are they
Yeah.
moving? Is there any counterpoint? Is there what are the vocal harmonies doing? Are they singing above? Are they singing below? Are they what's going on?
Yeah, I know that I've heard you talk about this with some other guests on the show, Tim, but students of mine,
Mm.
like I said, I do a lot of teaching. I would say actually the vast majority of my students do not listen to music
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
at all.
Yeah.
As in, I'm like, well,
Why are you here?
obviously, yeah, well, kind of, but more importantly, I'm trying to figure out, well, why are they not listening to music? Because I was when I
Yeah.
was that age. But again, it's like there's probably it's weird for me because I'm not even that much older than some of my eldest students
Yeah.
in schools. I was teaching in in secondary schools. I mean,
Yeah.
um, some of my oldest students are 18, and there's only a 7-year age gap between them and myself, and it's kind of feels like we're of a similar generation, really.
But yeah, you are.
Well,
But
yeah,
yeah.
but there's still it feels like there's such a disconnect.
Yeah.
Like they're not listening. They're not like engaged, and it's weird because every other musician I speak to like couldn't get enough of music when they were
Hmm.
learning and were listening to you know loads and loads and had favorite bands, favorite tunes, and whatever. But it's a strange situation at the moment.
It is like I said to you before we came on. I think I uploaded episode 57. Usually ask most people like, "How did you get into music?" 9 times out of 10, people say, "My dad listened to this. My mum
Mm,
always had the radio on. My brother played." And it's always like this family kind of almost like a gateway into music. I'm yet to hear anyone say, "Do you know what? I went for piano lessons. I didn't ever listen to music, and my piano teacher turned me on to all of this music."
mm,
I'm sure there are people out there that like they were just drawn to an instrument and they had an
yeah,
amazing teacher. And I think that happens anyway with teachers, people that come in that listen, like I do it with my students. I'm like, what do you listen to? And they tell me, and I go, right, you should listen to this. Here's a bunch of albums. Go and listen to these. Go away. Come back. Tell me what you think. I'd love to know if there's anyone out there who's a proficient musician whose parents didn't listen to music, but then they were somehow hooked in by the actual instrument. Or they saw it on
well,
TV or something.
I
You're
am
going to tell me that
kind of
now,
one
aren't
of
you?
those. I'm one of those people. Apart from the proficient musician part. Um,
Right.
anyway, I did not have musical parents. I don't
Okay.
have a musical family, or
So what I mean by that, like, neither of my parents play anything, but the radio was always on. They always play
well,
music in the car. Music was
exactly.
always on.
That was yeah, exactly right. My mum was a big music fan,
Yeah.
and my first kind of guitar hero actually, before I know, I started off as a rocker.
Mm.
My first real guitar hero was George Benson
Nice. Okay.
because my mum loved George Benson,
Yeah.
and all of that kind of scatting stuff that he would do where he'd play and sing at the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
time. I was like, that is fucking wicked.
Yeah.
I've always loved that, and obviously he's known for his like pop career, which is what
Mm.
my mum was into. But I delved in, and he's got these early Wes Montgomery sounding jazz
Jazz.
records,
Yeah.
like trio records or
Like
whatever. And it's
same
like,
same deal. When I went to college, people throw their name George Benson. I'm like, George Benson. What you mean the
yeah, give me the night. Yeah,
that guy? And then yeah, man, that guy can fucking rip. I'm like, well, let's have a listen. I was like, holy shit. It's like, yeah, man. He's it's like, off you go and have a listen.
exactly. But my parents, they never pushed it for
Mm.
me. I think I was very, very lucky to be given lots of opportunities by my parents as a kid. So that, I had football training and
Yeah.
karate and whatnot. Lots of these opportunities came up. But one day in primary school, there was a local music school that came in and did an assembly whereby it was kind of the tutors of the music school who all came in and just basically jammed together. I don't remember what song it was, but I just thought that was the first time I'd seen anyone play live music in front of me.
Yeah.
So I went home and asked my mum, can I sign up and do guitar lessons?
Yeah.
And it was the only thing. I'm very, very grateful for all those opportunities that they gave me, for all the extracurricular
Yeah.
stuff. But that was the only thing I ever asked to do myself.
Yeah.
And it was the only thing I ever stuck with.
Okay.
But I did have a brilliant guitar teacher very early on who turned me on to people like Steve Vai.
Yeah.
But I went away and I listened to it because I thought, I was like, well, this is almost like my homework. I'm not going to not listen to the stuff that my teacher has told me to go away and listen to, because he's only going to ask me how did I like it when I
Yeah.
see him next week. And having someone to answer to, I was like, well, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I was absolutely transfixed by it. And then kind of listened to more and more, but it's funny how that doesn't really happen anymore.
Yeah, I desperately try and do it with my students. I even write down in their book, like I write numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I wait, here's fill this in, write 10 songs that you really like, and comes back with nothing. And this shouldn't be that difficult. If you volunteered for music lessons, this shouldn't be that difficult.
I'm still trying to get to the bottom of why this is. And
So am I.
I'm
57
not sure.
episodes and I'm still no closer.
I don't have the answer, but I think a lot of it, and again, I'm not the first person to make this point. I've just heard this point made before, but it's a lot to do with how music is consumed now. I think kids of that generation, teenagers now, the radio is not on in the house, because who the fuck has a radio?
Yeah.
Like, no one. Music in the car, again, you don't have the radio on. It's Bluetooth. You've got your playlist on or whatever like this. And obviously everything is via a streaming platform, and streaming services like Spotify, Apple Music, it's all algorithmically based, isn't it? And so it just kind of gives you more of whatever it thinks you want.
Yeah.
And therefore, there are students of mine who are 16 or 17 years old, rock guitar players, and I say, right, have you ever heard of Led Zeppelin? And they say, who's Led Zeppelin? And I think, how could you possibly not know? But if the radio's not on, and it's only giving you stuff that it thinks you know, and all they listen to is drill or hip hop, and it just gives them that. Where is the opportunity to listen? It hasn't crossed their path yet, and so it takes being introduced to it or exposed to it by a teacher. It's funny,
it's like, I mean, it's just something to ponder on. Like, how could we? I mean, it's all very well and good, like me writing down, like I did it in one of my kids' books. He's the first kid I've done it with. I opened his book, the first page, I've written, these are 10 albums that I want you to listen to over the summer. If he goes and listens to all 10 of those all the way through, and he's listening to it on Spotify or Apple Music, will Apple Music and Spotify then start throwing him other stuff? Hopefully it will. But then if he just keeps listening to it, all of a sudden he's just then going to get caught in a feedback loop of Hendrix, Zeppelin, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Green Day. The algorithm will throw in The Offspring, Three Doors Down, that kind of thing. No, it's never going to throw Zappa. It's never going to throw Holdsworth at him.
Yeah.
So
that's the trouble, isn't it? And so I don't have the answer, but there's something in there, isn't there?
What can we do?
Yeah, what can we do?
What can we do?
Someone help us.
Yeah.
SOS.
Yeah, I don't think Spotify or Apple Music are ever going to change their algorithm. I think they just want to keep people.
Because it works too well, doesn't it?
I mean, it's like all of them. They all just want to keep people on the platform, so they'll just keep churning stuff that they know you're going to like.
I guess what we could do is, I've been trying this with a number of students, is just getting them like really enthused about the guitar itself in whatever form it comes, whether that's watching Chet Atkins videos from the 50s, or whether it's watching like Matteo Mancuso now. Just like, I know that's not your kind of music. Say if it's like a rocker and they're listening to Chet Atkins. I'm like, but look how fucking wicked like that is.
Yeah, look at what he's doing. The bass, the melody, the chords, all at the same time.
Is that not amazing?
Yeah.
And trying to instill that kind of love for the guitar in them.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the approach that I'm taking, because that was how I felt, Tim, because it was I was just in love with the guitar in whatever form it came.
Yeah.
I had my favorites. I had
Yeah.
rock and jazz, but I was not going to just turn my nose up at stuff that wasn't in the genre I liked. That
Yeah.
was not.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's something to think about. There's something else I was just going to ask you, but it's just disappeared now. Like let's talk about getting better. What does getting better mean? Like 42 minutes into this, we should probably touch on that.
Yeah, the title. Getting
What yeah,
better.
what does it mean to you today versus what did it mean to you when you first started 10 years ago, 20 years ago?
Yeah. I mean, I'll start with answering what it used to mean, I think.
Hmm.
When I was younger, it was like very superficial. It was like, how fast can I play?
Yeah.
How how many notes can I get into my solo? Whatever.
Yeah.
And obviously that's that's changed a lot recently. I think it kind of comes into basically what I was talking about with practicing. Getting better for me is feeling assured, and it's feeling confident. It's feeling like I'm free on the instrument.
Hmm.
I don't want to be in a scenario where I feel like I'm scared. I want to be like, this is a great challenge.
Yeah.
And for example, like doing these musicals and stuff, for me, it's like a challenge. It still
Hmm.
is. And I'm really welcoming as many of those opportunities as I can get.
Yeah.
That to me is getting better. The mindset of, yes, this is challenging. Yes, this is potentially a little bit beyond my skill set, but I'm just going to aim for it and go for it and not be scared. And once I get through this, I'm going to be a little bit stronger. I'm going to be
Hmm.
a little bit more free
Yeah.
on the instrument. I'm going to feel like there's another string to my bow. Here's another thing I can do here.
Hmm.
I guess that's kind of the sort of philosophical answer to that question.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's how I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think like doing the musicals, like I said, it makes you feel like a proper musician. It's great when you nail a part that you could probably have learnt 3, 4 times quicker if you just put it on and listen to it, but you get the part and you go, "Okay, it wants me to swing it here, dotted 16th notes. This is just a swingy bluesy rhythm. Okay, cool." Like
Yeah, yeah.
I got put on a Tina Turner show, a couple weeks ago, and I've gone through the pad and I've made a conscious effort not to listen to any of the tracks they've sent. I've just gone through the pad, just gone through the dots. I know most of the songs just to listen to.
Mm.
Like there's one just has this really kind of swingy, bluesy kind of riff around F,
Yeah, yeah.
and I could have easily just put it on and gone ba 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 da ban dum ba da 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 yeah, and I'll read it.
Yeah.
And I haven't, and so I've gone through all the tunes, and I'm going to put all the tracks on tomorrow. I'll go through the set list, reading it.
Mhm.
But that idea of turning dots on the page into music is, I'm really enjoying that skill, getting better at that skill.
Yes, yeah.
Did you listen to the Adam Goldsmith episode?
I did, yeah.
Like he said, like reading the dots is one thing, but can you turn the dots into music? That's the challenge,
Absolutely.
and it's like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
like perfecting that and trying to get that as short as I can. Like, how long does it take me to get those dots from sounding like shitty dots, like me going but 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 but
Yeah,
get on the
yeah.
bar going what then that stage to you fucking pentatonic riff.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
really like that process. I kind of enjoy the struggle.
Yeah, I think we're talking about similar things then.
Mm.
Like, you know, the feeling of kind of growing
Yeah.
as the theme of getting better, feeling like I'm gonna force myself through a challenge and struggle,
Mm.
but I'm gonna feel like I've A, achieved something, and B, really kind of learn a skill I can use
Yeah.
another time
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
And, I try and look for that in whichever gig it is, even if it's I did, I've done a few gigs recently just solo in like a posh restaurant in Mayfair,
Okay.
and
Is
I'm
that
just
is
sitting
that
there,
just playing or playing and singing?
just playing. So I've
Okay.
got like I'm playing my Godan nylon string,
Yeah.
and I've got a looper,
Yeah.
and I'm in a room in front of diners,
Yeah.
who are very, very close. And it's a bit scary, actually.
Okay.
I was like, okay, I haven't really done that before, and I've never really played just me.
Yeah.
And how do I make this engaging for a couple of hours? What can I do just by myself
Yeah.
here, and you know,
So what you do? Are you just looping chords and then soloing, or you just are you?
looping stuff and soloing, but also trying to kind of build more of a live uh, set. You know, I don't know. You see, I've seen people doing looping stuff really well, and
Yeah,
kind of making a little composition, but
yeah,
on the spot, trying to do that kind of thing. And you know, when the call came in to do that gig,
yeah.
I was like, I'm not really sure I can do that. And my friend who was booking me for it, he was like, yes, you can. Right, you'll do it. If
Just
you're
do it.
available, you do it.
Yeah,
And that's it, really. It's got to be whatever it is, no matter how. There's always going to be someone better than me to do any gig.
yeah,
That's just a fact. But okay, right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to give it my best shot, and I'm going to try and see what I can learn from it.
yeah. I mean, all of those things. If you take them as a learning opportunity or a way to like challenge yourself, I think there can be like just amazing things to do.
Yeah.
I
I tell
think.
you what, another one would be like if it's just a function and it's
Yeah.
just playing just regular tunes with a
Mm.
band I've never played before. How And it's like, okay, my mind switched off. I can play all these tunes in my sleep. No, I want to get myself out of that.
Yeah.
Okay, right here, challenge myself. How tight can if it's a soul track and I'm playing on 2 and 4, a little
Yeah.
doom, how tight can I get in with the snare drum on that?
Yeah. Yeah.
How locked in can we possibly be
Yeah.
within that track, even if I'm just playing the 1 to the 4, the 1 to the 4, and it's like I could just switch off
Yeah.
or
I could use
kind of
this as an
really
opportunity.
just use it as an opportunity. How tight, how much can we lock in together? How much can I be in the pocket with this particular drummer I've never played with before?
Yeah.
Never trying to be. I don't want to be complacent with it. It's too easy.
Mm.
No, of course I will. I will be. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going to claim that I'm doing it all the time, but that's important to me. I think you're never
Mm.
wasting a potential opportunity. Any any um any opportunity to do that and to play with another musician, even if it's me playing with a bunch of students in a school.
Mm.
It's unique, there's something I can get from this.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think one of the funnest things to do is doing the regular function set with people you've never met. Like I kind
Yeah,
of
I love it.
like I kind of like doing gigs with people I've never met. 'Cause like, right, how are they going to be? I had to do one last summer. Like it was one of those emergency fucking
Yeah, yeah.
sick. Can you jump on it? So I had to jump on fronting a trio with a drummer and a bass player I'd never met before. Like I was like, right, well, let's see how on it they are.
Yeah,
And it was
yeah,
they were fucking on it, and it was great. And I've booked both of them for other gigs and other shows. But everyone does it slightly different. Like the
yeah.
the thing I love the most, and I said this, I've got a friend that he has like a little collection of drummers. He's a drummer,
Mhm.
and he like mentors a lot of them. And I was like, you know what, I'd like to get in on that. I'd be up for that. And one of the questions they asked me is like, what do you look for in a drummer? So the only person here that's not a drummer, it's like, do you know what? I can always tell how good a drummer is by how he hits the snare. Like I don't know, like I can't explain it other than it's a feel.
Yeah,
I said
it's a visceral.
my first pro gig was in a ska band, so I toured around with a ska band for I did it for nearly 10 years, but it was my first proper gig. And you just got to lock it with ska. I just lock in on the snare,
Yeah,
and I'm
it's
just
unforgiving, isn't it? Yeah,
for 90 minutes. I'm just on the offbeat. Some of them are rapid,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I can always tell. Like yeah, fine. Within the first couple of bars, I'm like, yeah, that guy will be fine. And
Exactly. Yeah,
yeah, I really enjoy it, and the challenge of it. Or if you get there and they're fucking dreadful, it's like, right, let's see how we're gonna get through
yeah.
this.
That's
But
it, man.
I think that's rarely the case. I think
Absolutely.
there's so many good musicians that I haven't been on a gig or a function with people who are just fucking awful
No, I
for
don't.
a
I couldn't
while.
say that's ever happened to me. I don't think.
Actually, no, it's a lie. I had one a couple of weeks ago.
Really. Oh,
Bless him. It was I had to call on a dep drummer, and he turned up, and he was studying at one of the local universities. I can't remember where we were, like Leicester or something. and
Mhm.
he was put forward for something. He played on a show that I don't think I was on the show. Like a friend was like, it got recommended from someone, and he turned up. He's like, "Yeah, are we good with tunes?" He's like, "Yeah, all good." I said, "There's a few little arrangement things, but I will call it over the mic. Like if I want you to
Yeah, yeah,
stop, if I want you to slow down, if I want you to do a double chorus, I'll just say and again." He'd be like, "Yeah, yeah, it's cool, just call it." And we did, Use Somebody by Kings of Leon.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fucking all over the place. Fucking all over the place. Playing a different song, and I'm like, this isn't the right. Like, and I'm looking at the
Yeah.
bass player, and we're like,
Once you're in it, you're
I
fucked,
was
aren't
like,
you? Like,
we're just
what
gonna
do
have
you
to
do?
plow through it. I'm just gonna have to
Yeah.
ignore him as best I can and just play it. Maybe he'll get it. Maybe he'll be like, oh fuck, I'm playing the wrong song. And we like
You know,
just yeah,
when that's happened to me, we've done some, particularly in the Zappa band. I follow Frank's own example with this. If we start a song and we fucked it up in the first 10 seconds, he's like, right, right, stop, 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 right, let's go again. You guys have paid too much money to come and see us.
yeah,
We're gonna start this again. I love doing that because
okay,
it's just music at the end of the day.
yeah,
There's no consequence. I tell this to my students who are. I give them this silly analogy when they're afraid of making mistakes. I'm like, there's literally no negative consequence. If you're at Wembley Arena, right, and it's just you on stage, I'm saying this to my student, and you make a bum note, what actually happens?
mm,
Nothing. The worst consequence is a few seconds of cringe to
yeah,
yourself. Maybe a couple of people might go, look at him.
yeah,
But audiences are tone deaf.
yeah,
I'm generalizing, of course, but and I say to them, like, if you're a doctor or like if you're a brain surgeon and you sneeze at the wrong moment, there's a
yeah,
consequence,
yeah,
right? If you're a pilot and you whatever, like
yeah,
there are professions in which if you make some mistakes, there could be some consequences, right?
yeah,
Negative consequences. As a musician, what's really going to happen?
yeah,
It's just music, that's my attitude, and that's what I try and tell my students because you don't want to make a mistake, but at the end of the day, it's just sound waves. Nothing really matters.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I instill the same thing. I always try and get my students to play through the mistakes. It's like if you fuck up,
Absolutely.
try not to go back because you can't really go back because if you're playing with people, they're going forward. So just try and catch back up.
Yeah, exactly. Once it's gone,
Even
it's
if
gone.
yeah, it's gone. You've made the mistake. Just don't forget about it. Even if you've got to stop and wait for the verse to come round again or wait for the start of the chorus, just do that. That's better than trying to fumble your way through. But try not to go back. But the other thing I wanted to ask you is like, how do you deal with students that struggle with rhythm?
Oh, man. So my immediate thing when I'm trying to get students to play in time is, and if I'm noticing that they can't immediately do it, it's okay. Right, the guitar's down, hands are out. We're clapping now.
Hmm.
This is what's going to happen. And I feel like the majority of students that I've had are able to do that.
Yeah,
Um, if they can't clap, I get them to count. I'm like, everyone can count,
yeah,
right? Just we're only counting to fours here, guys. Like it's all good. And I'm like, right, okay. Here's this tick. I'll put a metronome on or something. And you're going to count out loud 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then next time, once they're comfortable with that, which is immediately, hopefully, it's never been the case that they can't do that for me.
yeah.
I'm like, okay, this time we're going to take away 3. We're going to go 1, 2, wait for the tick, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4, like this.
Okay.
And then they can do that. I'm like, right, now, okay, play your E major chord and let's go 1, 2, rest, 4. 1, 2, or something like that. Or if it's
Yeah,
just an open E string, transfer that to and it's like, okay, we're starting to do it on a sort of basic level. Now that might be what I've just said to you, the whole lesson
yeah,
just then.
yeah.
And it might take weeks to get them building up to playing Smoke on the Water at 50% speed.
Mhm.
But you've got to just, for me, it's just about going at their own pace. If it's something that they really struggle with, starting from like the total
Mhm.
basics of just counting and
Yeah,
then clapping and then transferring it to the instrument. It's a difficult thing. In the back of my head, I'm always thinking like, oh, if this is going on too many weeks, what if mum and dad are going to get upset? They're
yeah,
thinking that they're not making enough progress. But it's like, no, have to shake those thoughts out and just be like, we got to go at their own pace.
yeah,
If this is, I think as soon as they're able to play something recognizable and play along to a song, that immediately shifts. That's like a turning point
yeah,
in the journey of a guitar student, because then it's like, oh shit, like what I'm doing doesn't just sound like noises anymore. It's like, oh, that's me playing along to a song.
yeah, yeah.
If it's Seven Nation Army or something, which is actually quite a difficult first song, I would say, to play
Yeah,
in time
I
because it's
don't
got
do
that
any.
quarter note triplet in it.
Yeah,
that's a hard rhythm to get. Like,
Yeah. I
you know,
don't do any riffs. It's chords. It's G chord to E minor. If they struggle with rhythm, it's just the same thing. Like, can you tap your foot as you're strumming crotchets? That's like the first thing. Can you do? If you can't do that, can you clap and tap your foot? Can you, like with you? Can you tap to the click? If you can't clap to the click, can you count to the click?
yeah,
But I find that the disparity between some kids will turn up and you go, "Can you play this?" Da 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 da, da, and they'll go, "Yeah, da, ba, ba,"
yeah.
like
Some kids have got it. Yeah,
wicked. How is that? How is that possible? How is it some kids can do it, or some adults can do it, or some people just can't. They can't make this
yeah.
connection between their body moving, the motion, and the rhythm that they need to produce.
I know. It's funny. I mean, it's
Did you ever struggle with rhythm?
not that I can remember. I mean, I wouldn't say that if I was to find videos of me playing as an 8-year-old,
Mm.
I wouldn't have been playing perfectly in
Yeah,
time. But
yeah.
I think I got the concept of it though. But yeah, I think my students, as you just said, I've had some who come in and they've just got such a great sense of timing,
Mm.
just naturally. And I don't really believe in natural gifts or natural talent in anything,
No,
really.
no,
But something like that is annoying because I can't explain how they've done it.
yeah,
Because like no one is naturally gifted at the guitar. Everyone has had to work fucking hard
yeah.
to get it. You might have a natural sort of
Inclination. Yeah.
inclination for it, but no one is, you know. But even that, I don't necessarily believe in because anyone can do anything,
Mm.
really. If I decided I want to learn piano tomorrow and I practice 12 hours a day for a year, I'd probably be all right by the end of it, I would say.
Do you reckon you could be a nuclear physicist?
Yes, Tim,
Yeah.
that's what I'm going to say.
You've got to say. I'm gonna fuck
I've
it. I've
got to
got to
say
say
it.
it. Yeah.
No, but do you know what I mean? If you really, really put your mind to something, but
Yeah.
especially like a skill like this, if you want to learn, in the past I've taken language lessons, and I'm just restarting now. And it's like, you know, I was learning a really difficult language, well, for
What are you
English
learning?
speakers anyway, Polish,
Oh,
which
okay.
is my partner is Polish, and so
Right.
it's important for me to be able to speak a bit. For anyway, that's really hard for English speakers. There's almost
Yeah.
no correlation, but
Yeah.
and it's like, well, before having lessons, I was shit and I couldn't really speak at all.
Mm.
After I think I had like 15 lessons, I could go into a restaurant, go into a bar, and be all right. And I could get by and speak and be sort of semi conversational. I wasn't amazing,
Yeah.
but it just took a bit of study and then you can do it.
I'm going to ask you now. How did you study the language? What was the predominant method to learn?
Similar to music. I mean, it's funny, learning a language is for me was similar to learning music. I just surrounded myself with it as much as I could.
Yeah. Did you have
I
your
had to
partner just speak Polish to you for?
Yeah, sometimes she doesn't really want to because she kind of she says it's like speaking to a 3-year-old in Polish, which is a fair point.
Well, mate. Yeah.
But you know, I was listening to podcasts,
Yeah.
not understanding
Yeah.
what it was necessarily, but just hearing the language, recognizing the odd word.
Yeah.
Polish music, TV shows, films with
Yeah.
English subtitles, so I can get just an idea.
Yeah.
And then studying with my teacher vocabulary,
Okay.
not grammar and stuff later.
Yeah.
Ultimately just speaking straight away. My teacher that I had before was his whole sort of thing was I'm only going to the whole lesson will be conducted in Polish. I'm not speaking English to you.
Okay.
But if I started to speak English, he would say in Polish, I don't speak English,
Oh, yeah.
which he did fluently,
Yeah. But
but he just wouldn't let me. It
Yeah.
was like, well, you're on your own.
Yeah.
You're going to learn by association.
Well, that's no difference. You've been chucked on a gig in Mayfair. Like, here, you got 2 hours. Go fucking play. It's like, I've got
Yeah.
to fucking play.
You got to do it.
Yeah.
And that's the way that anyone learns a language when you're a child, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like you don't get grammar explained to you, you just pick it up. And then you get to school and you do a bit of study when you're 4 or 5 years old, whatever.
Yeah.
But
It'd be interesting. Like,
there's a lot of parallels, I think.
yeah. I mean, music is a language. Like,
Of course.
I went for some lessons with Pete Callard years ago, and I was like, look, I just want to. My jazz playing's shit, and my jazz playing is still shit, and that's not a testament at all to his teaching. I just didn't put the work in that he asked me to do, and but we were going through like eighth note arpeggios, 2-5-1s, and I was going through, and I was playing all the things, doing them to the click. He's like, now do it like this. Now we're going to do it short. Now we do long. And after about 20 minutes, I was like, is this how like the jazz players in New Orleans learn. He went, oh, fuck no. I said, well, how did they learn? He said, they just listened. They got on the bandstand and played. I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So maybe, like, after about 3 or 4 lessons, I just said to him, I said, look, I've just come to the conclusion that I don't really listen to jazz and I don't really like it.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
why I'm struggling. And this was like 10, 15 years ago. But when I start listening to it, like if I put on just something kind of blue, something really obvious, just listening to jazz, some Wes Montgomery, the more you listen to it, the more it starts to kind of come out a little bit in your
Yeah.
playing.
You just absorb that vocabulary
And it's just, yeah, that's it.
That's right.
It's just absorbing and listening to and just, there's a little, I recognize that motif. Like,
Yes.
wonder what that is. And then you work it out.
But
Go,
then
okay.
if you really want to get some like tasty new stuff into your playing, like just listen to like Bulgarian wedding music for 3 weeks only. And then you're going to be playing some crazy shit because it's just that's what's on your mind, you know?
Yeah.
Something like that because there's all sorts.
I either read or heard an interview with Steve Vai about, I don't know, fucking 20 years ago. He just said something similar. Like
Yeah, the Bulgarian wedding music.
he listened to Bulgarian wedding music, and most of it, their common time is like 5/4 or 7. Like
Even weirder, more like a 21/8. Yeah.
right. He said, but when you get it, like it starts to feel a bit like natural.
Yeah. And it does because they're not obviously down in the Balkans where a lot of this music is being played like this.
Yeah.
They're not thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12
Yeah.
up to 21. It's all danced and it's all in patterns of 2 eighth notes and 3 eighth notes.
Yeah.
But it's not even 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's short, long, short, long, short, 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 long, short, long, short, short, long, something like that. That wasn't 21, I don't think.
Right.
But it was. It's just felt everyone can learn a pattern.
Yeah.
Short, short, long, short, short, long, short, long, short, short, long, short, short, long, short, long.
Yeah.
And it's like that was 7/7/5.
Right.
That's 19.
Yeah.
Right then. That's 19/8. But we can do that.
We're not
That
counting
can
that.
become natural to anyone.
Yeah.
If that's the music that you're exposed to in that region and you're not hearing 4/4 in every song,
Yeah.
that will feel natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think whatever you choose to expose yourself to musically, you will absorb if you listen to it enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
But liking it helps, you know.
Yeah, liking it and listening to it is, it's like I said, listening is the fucking superpower. So what have you got going forward? Rest of the year going into 26? More shows? Taking it easy still?
No, getting some more shows in.
What have you got lined up?
I'm going to be doing Rent soon, which will be cool. And what's another one? I can't remember.
Okay.
Rent, I think possibly the only one that's locked in at the moment. I'm going to Germany in a few weeks to do Zappa Festival
Nice.
with my band, which
Yeah.
is just it's a real experience. 5,000 or 6,000 Zappa fans
Cool.
in a field in
In
Germany.
Germany.
Really cool. It's really cool. And yeah, I've got a couple of gigs with. I'm doing a really cool gig actually at my old school, which is coming up. At the school I went to, secondary school, they had this school record label. That's what they called it, in which you kind of get pulled out of lessons and you go and write some songs, and they put it up on SoundCloud.
Okay.
And it's 15-year celebration of this school record label, and they've got current students with alumni as well, ex-students like myself going in and playing some of the old tracks, but with the new students. And that's wholesome. I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be great.
Wicked.
Yeah, I've got some gigs with some artists coming up. I've got a cool wedding gig in Turkey coming up. That'll be cool as well.
Very cool.
More gospel gigs, all sorts, Tim. All
nice.
sorts, man.
Very good. It's good to be busy and it's good to have a diverse, kind of calendar.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It makes for happy musicians and happy players.
Absolutely right.
Wicked. Sam, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate your time. And
no, thank you, man. It's an honour. No, it is. Like I said, I'm a regular listener, and
thank you.
Some of the guests you come on that you've had on now, I really, really look up to. So I really appreciate
you and me both. Like
me
there's some people that have said yes that I'm like, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, now I've got to do it. So yeah,
thanks very much, man.
That's really cool. It was great to hook up. And where in town are you?
So I'm in London, Elephant and Castle.
Okay. Oh, you're not. I'm in Sutton.
Cool.
So I'm not too far from you.
Well, let's meet up at some point, dude.
We should do that. I mean, I say that to most people. I've got 2 kids, life,
Yeah.
wife, all that kind of stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
do you ever get down to the Tuesday night jam in Shoreditch?
I haven't gone.
No,
I know
either.
the one.
No, yeah,
Do you mean the Troy Bar one?
that's the one. Yeah, I've forgotten what it was
Yeah, yeah.
called.
I know it, but I haven't been in forever.
I keep threatening to go down there, and I've had 2 people on that are in the house band, and I keep threatening them that I'm going to go down, and I never do. But if you're down there, we should see if we can go down
Let's
and
do it.
jam
Let's
some
make it
tunes.
happen.
All right, cool. Sam, I will speak to you very soon, and thanks again for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Tim.
Cool.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.